Good morning, children. I am PC Karna, teacher in DAV Public School, CCL Giridih. I had given a video lesson of chapter 2, that is microorganisms, friends or foe, for the students of standard 8. Today I am giving you another video lesson, that is from chapter 1. The name of the chapter is the cell, its structure and function. Children, you are well aware of the fact that all substances are made up of tiny structures called units. Similarly, the living body is also made up of units called cell. In fact, cell is the structural and functional unit of life. You can compare it with the bricks of wall. So many bricks are layered to form a unit of wall. Similarly, cell is the unit of all living organisms. Living organisms may be small, may be big, depending upon the number of cells. If the cells are smaller in number, then the organisms are small, and if these cells are larger in number, the organisms become very large. For example, amoeba is unicellular. It is very small, made up of one cell, cannot be seen with our naked eyes. But different animals like goat, lion, dog, human beings, etc., all are made up of many cells, and larger, you can say in this way that larger is the number of cells, more big the organism is. These plants and animals contain very large number of cells. Now, cell is called the basic unit of structure and function because all organisms are composed of cells, and these cells perform some basic functions like reproduction, respiration, growth and development, nutrition, etc. and etc. Now, this study of this cell is called the cytology. Now, we in this chapter, that is the cell, its structure and function, we'll study the different things of the cell. Different things means what are the various things present in the cell. Everything in this world has some history. Similarly, the discovery of cell was also having a history. There was a biologist called Robert Hooke. In the year 1665, he discovered the cell. Now the question is, how did he discover the cell? He was studying a thin slice of cork, and in this cork means bark of a tree, he saw honeycomb like structures. Honeycomb like structure means the holes in it, and named the hole as cell. Later on, there was advancement. At the time when Robert Hooke discovered the cell, there was no discovery of microscope. In fact, he had studied the cell by the microscope designed by himself. Means he had himself designed the microscope, and that microscope, also called light microscope, was used to see these tiny holes who were named as cell by Robert Hooke. Later on, Robert Brown discovered a dense mass in the cell. That dense mass is called the nucleus. Similarly, many biologists came, like Anton von Leeuwenhoek. He saw bacterial cells, protozoal cells, etc. And the discovery, different things which were present in the cell were studied in detail. Now, the Number of cells, the organisms may be made up of one cell called unicellular. The organisms may be made up of many cells called multicellular. Amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, euglena, etc. These all are unicellular, means made up of one cell. But the various plants, animals, human beings, etc. are made up of many cells, so they are called multicellular. Now the shape of cell, the cells come in various shapes, maybe spherical, maybe hexagonal, maybe pentagonal, maybe polygonal, maybe fiber-like, etc. and etc. So these cells come in various shapes. Now the shapes of cells differ because of their location in the body, because of their function in the body. For example, nerve cell is very long. This nerve cell is long because nerve cell has to carry information from one part of the body to another part. Now RBCs, red blood corpuscles, they are very small. They have to carry oxygen from one part to another. Now the size of cells, the cells vary in their sizes, maybe from few microns to certain centimeters. For example, these PPLO, pleuropneumonia-like organisms, PPLOs are the smallest organisms. In fact, there is a bacteria called Mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is the smallest organism in this world, and its size is 0.1 micron. Egg of an ostrich is the largest cell. It has diameter of 170 millimeter. Similarly, various cells have different diameters. Now, one you can see in the market, when you go to the market to buy some eggs, these eggs are unicellular, means it is very big, can be seen with the naked eyes, but the smaller ones cannot be seen with our naked eyes. To see them with our naked eyes, we can we shall have to take the help of microscopes. With the help of those microscopes we can see the cell. These microscopes may be simple microscopes, may be compound microscopes, may be electron microscopes. Electron microscopes are the recent invention. In fact, there were two biologists, M. Knoll and E. Ruska. They developed electron microscope in the year 1932. This microscope has magnification from 20,000 times to 1.5 lakhs times. Its magnification can be increased up to 5 lakhs times. Now, these cells, when we study the cells can be divided into three parts. The outer one called the cell membrane, the middle one called the cytoplasm, and the innermost called the nucleus. Cell membrane, it is the outer boundary of the cell. It is semi-permeable in nature because it allows selected materials to enter the cell. All materials are not allowed. It is made up of protein and lipid. Lipid means fat. Now this cell membrane controls entry and exit of materials in and out of the cell. The middle one, cytoplasm, is a part of protoplasm, a kind of protoplasm. In fact, protoplasm is the physical basis of life. There was a biologist, Huxley. He had said protoplasm is the physical basis of life. This protoplasm can be divided into two categories. One is cytoplasm, which is present below the cell membrane but outside the nuclear membrane, and the other one called nucleoplasm, present in the nucleus of a cell. Now, this cytoplasm contains large number of large number of units, in fact not units, subunits, subcellular structures called cell organelles. In fact they are organ like, but organ is composed of different tissues. Here no tissue is there, it is simply a cell. So subcellular structure, but they perform some specific functions. Now the innermost in this cytoplasm, which we are discussing right now, is a jelly-like structure composed of water, may be carbohydrates, may be proteins, may be fats, etc. All these things are there along with these cell organelles. Now nucleus, it is the center of the cell, also called brain of the cell, because it controls all the activities of the cell. Nucleus is the brain of the cell because it controls all the activities of the cell. Now in the nucleus there are thread-like bodies, long and uncoiled. These thread-like bodies are called chromatin net. This chromatin net during cell division condenses to form shortest and thickest structure. The shortest and thickest structures are called chromosomes. The chromosome number in different organisms is different. In human beings, the number of chromosomes in a cell is 46 in 23 pairs. There is a rounded structure, a spherical body called nucleolus, a jelly-like substance called nucleoplasm. So all these things are present in the nucleus. Now, so far as the cell organelles are concerned, we shall be discussing about the functions of these cell organelles in the second video lesson, which I shall be releasing very soon. Thank you. Have a nice day.